Welcome back to the Smugglers Den. This is episode 37. I'm your host, Tiny Grimes. I am joined this week by Mike, the Rebel Spy. And as always, I'd like to thank swdestiny.com for hosting the Smugglers Den. I'd like to thank everyone who's gone to Patreon Tiny Grimes and contributed any of their hard-earned cash. My goodness, thank you so much. It's been amazing. And also, I'm now writing articles for Flipside Gaming. A new one went up today called Being Flexible and Winning, something like that. It's a cool article on focusing on being flexible with your plays. Yes, you do want a plan going into a game, but you need to be flexible to be able to enact that plan properly. And I'd like to welcome to the show then, Mike. How you doing, Mike? Are you a flexible Destiny player? Can you put your legs behind your head and play Destiny?
Yeah, I'm an incredibly flexible player in that I don't go in with a plan at all. So I'm just like, I can bend any direction.
You know what? It's really funny you say that because I love playing Destiny like that. I will often do that. Like my very favorite times to play Destiny are when I have a fairly decent plan. It's kind of a new exciting deck, and then my opponent is playing something I've never seen before, and I'm like, ooh, oh wow, I don't even know what I'm supposed to do. I have to be ultra flexible. Like every second, I have to be rethinking. Like, ooh, should I do this? Or I don't know. Yeah, I really like doing that actually.
Yeah, it's more fun, and it's obviously I go in with some kind of goal, like kill my opponent with damage or mill my opponent out or whatever it is. But like once the game starts,
yeah,
it's just like the fact that the dice exist and pretty much give you all of your options. It's like you have no choice but to be flexible almost.
Yeah, for sure. I remember early Awakenings when it was just like whatever you rolled, you just kind of took and moved on. That was really fun. But we're not in that standpoint anymore. You have a plan, you need to enact it, and you need to enact it quickly. But yeah, flexible is definitely good. So Mike, I want to tell you something. Yesterday, I played a little Destiny. I played 24 full games of Destiny in person. I played Destiny for a little over 10 hours. Have you done this before, Mike?
It's a long time, man.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever played 10 straight hours of Destiny before.
Yeah, it was really fun. By the end, though, so it was like 7 hours of Destiny. No, almost 8. And then we had a tournament. And so I had already had 8 hours of Destiny in before the tournament started. Mike.
And I was the one that was acting like I was burnt out on playing.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. But I won 4-0 in the tournament, so I was pretty happy. What do you think my record was on the day? 24 games.
18-6.
You insult me. It was 19-5.
Whoa! I'm so sorry.
I asked my daughter that, and she goes, 10-14. It's like, what the hell? What are you, nuts? I would have shot myself.
Well, that would be your record against her. So
no, my record against her is about 0-5. Do you remember this? The way we used to play is I would make 3 egregious errors a game. It'd be like, I have all damage. I'm gonna reroll. And then I'd re-roll. That would be egregious error number 1.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty fun way to play. I lost every game, but it was fun. I had a great time. I had to really
as long as she had fun.
Fight and claw for those attempted wins when it was time to kill her, and I had to make egregious error. Oh well. So what'd you play in the tournament last night, Mike?
I played some Rainbow Nines.
Some Rainbow Nines. And from what I saw, rather poorly.
In the game that we played, definitely that's true. Yeah, I haven't had time over the past few weeks to make a new deck, so I kind of just played what I had and didn't really put my heart in it because I'm kind of bored of playing that deck. So
yeah,
I still went 3-1, but
it's a strong deck. But you're right, it's like the most boring deck ever. I think. I love Fun Cart. I think that is the most fun, skill-intense deck I've ever played. And Rainbow Nines is like, so I'm gonna like overwrite weapons and roll damage and stuff. Okay, cool. I think you're dead. Oh, you didn't die. Oh, I died. Dang. Well, that was fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are pretty much my thoughts about the deck.
Yeah, so we're in our game. It was pretty interesting. We were both the 2-3-0s, and Mike made a hilarious error where he thought his nines had several health when it only had one, and so then he like pinged one of my dice, and then I just killed his nines, and he's like, "What?"
It's a mistake that I've made before, and that I'll probably make again multiple times. But so sometimes counting is hard.
I think the problem is you just have bad counters. Like, you need to have better ones that you can read and like see.
Yeah, that might be true.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I need I need a calculator next to every single one of my characters that's just like a digital readout of exactly how much health it has left.
You know, some people do that. Have you seen that?
I have never seen that. I've seen people use dice, and that's like a little like
yeah,
kind of meh. But
it doesn't work at all because I don't know if you've played Star Wars Destiny, but dice bounce all over the table and knock stuff over.
Yeah.
But no, I've seen there's these dials where you just turn the dial for the health, and I hate them.
Yeah,
because you can
they
barely
had those
see them.
Yeah, those were world's prize, I think, for like the top 4 or something like that. But I've never seen anyone actually use it.
I really don't like them. Like, if someone tried to play them against me, I'd be like, nope. Pull something else out. You can borrow mine. You can do whatever you want. I want to be able to see how much damage is on your guy. That's just a thing I need to be able to see. All right.
Yeah, I get.
So have you been playing a lot of Destiny? Have you been kind of taking some time off? How's Destiny been going for you?
I've been playing a medium amount of Destiny. I've been pretty much like full time looking for a new gig. Kind of bored of doing freelance stuff, and I want to kind of work with actual people.
Interesting.
I mean, at a place. But last weekend, 2 weekends ago, I was at Comic-Con doing demos of Star Wars Destiny. So I played probably, I don't know, 100, probably over 100 like starter deck games, or the first 2 rounds of starter deck games. And starter deck Star Wars Destiny is fantastic.
Oh, it's interesting you would say that, because I think it's horrific.
Really?
Only because of the 20 card decks and mill being the actual win condition every game if you just try to do it.
Yeah, but I mean, nobody knows that going in, so it's like the fun slog fest for the people who are learning how to play.
Okay, that's funny stuff. Okay, I can agree with that. If no one knows that is the win condition, then you're right. Then it's fun.
Yep.
That's funny. Yeah. Okay. So I would agree with that. So basically, you have become the world's reigning expert in if there's a side event at Gencon, starter decks.
That's just starter decks.
You will be like, you are all going down, punks.
If there's a side event that's teach people how to play Star Wars Destiny, I'll be the best.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a good idea. That should be a side event. You have like 30 minutes to teach someone to play Destiny, and then all of them enter a tournament. And they don't get any prizes. Their mentors get the prizes. I like this.
That would be hilarious. That would actually be hilarious. I would love that.
Yeah, and so the mentors are all in. They're like watching the game, and there's like $1,000 on the line. Like, come on, man! Oh, you're kidding me! What are you doing?
The coaches series.
Oh, we're really on to something here.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun.
And they have to be children. They have to be 10 or under.
Yeah. I'm in, man. Yeah. I'm in.
Yeah, this would be great. Lots of yelling at kids. It'll be lots. So for myself, I've had this crazy run where I took like a 10-day break, and then I played for like 7 days, and then I went out of town for 7 more days and didn't play.
Mm-hmm.
So over 24 days, I've only actually played for 7 days and didn't get that many games in. So yesterday it was almost like the purge was over, and I had to immerse myself in a pool of destiny.
Yeah, you had to make up for your lost time.
Yeah, especially since, I don't know if you know this, Mike, there's a rather major event coming, like immediately called Gencon, and there was a nerf, and the whole meta's different, and I don't know what's going on anymore. And yeah, it's kind of terrifying. It's kind of terrifying that there's Gencon right now, Mike.
Yeah, just a little bit.
All right, well, let's talk about Gencon then. The first thing I want to say about Gencon is, dude, you need a deck, like, now. If you are going to Gencon and you haven't settled in on a deck yet, pick a deck and just reps with it. My belief is that it is better for you to be amazing with a tier 2 deck than crappy with a tier 1 deck.
That's totally true.
Yes.
100% true.
So lock in. Just lock into something. I know that this is the problem. This is the problem I'm having, right? Is like, you're like, I think this is going to be my deck. And then you start playing it, and then some other deck whoops you a couple times, and you're like, oh, wow, that deck is good. But wait, what is that deck weak against? And it's like this big, huge rock, paper, scissors of like 40 different decks that are all reasonably good, but all beat different decks. It's not easy, man. It's not easy. Have you honed in on a deck yet? Have you honed in on a couple decks? Where are you with your Destiny prep?
I am super prepared, man. Just so prepared.
You're going to be so flexible. You don't even have a deck.
Yeah, exactly. No, I have like a few decks in mind, but I have certainly not locked anything in. And I definitely should do that soon.
I haven't either, and
it's crept up. It's crept up on me how fast it's going to be here. It's like 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks.
Like
why?
My firm belief is 3 weeks out, you pick a deck and you just play 50 games with it. And I haven't done that. Instead, I have 3 decks picked out, and I'm not amazing with any of them. Like, I'm really good with all 3, but really good is not going to win Gen Con. You better be bananas good. Like, you got to know every in and out, every possible trick. It can't be like, yeah, play some games, man. It's a good deck. Like, that's not going to win Gen Con. Unless you just roll fire the whole weekend, but I don't generally do that.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh, okay. Well, since we're both idiots and we haven't followed our own advice, don't do what we do what we say, right? There's a dad line for you.
Absolutely.
All right, Mike. Well, let's say you were being smart, right? And I was being smart.
Yeah.
Step 1 would be a gauntlet. What are the decks you think you have to know what to expect, at least in the matchup, or whether you should win or lose that? What are the decks you think that you should be preparing against?
Let's see.
We'll
off the top of my head,
each name one.
All right. Palpatine.
Yep. I think Palpatine is right, because I don't think Palpatine's good. I don't even think it'll make the top 16 at Worlds or Gen Con, but people will bring it, right?
People are going to play it.
Yeah, people will bring it. I'm going to say Pomaz. I mean, Pomaz is worse, definitely, but someone's going to bring Pomaz, and someone's going to wreck your face with it if you're not ready for it.
Yep, 100%. I'll rattle off Emo Twins.
Yeah, Emo Kids for sure. It's another, like, it's an aggro deck, but sort of different than Pomaz, so it's good to be able to do it. So we basically rattled off 3 aggro decks. So you know what?
Yeah, that's true.
I'm going to throw a 4th one on the pile. Rainbow Nines.
Boom.
There's 4 aggro decks.
How about a 5th one? Luke Ray, or Ray Qui-Gon, or Ray Obi-Wan. Those are all the same deck.
No, you don't have to test against those.
People are definitely going to play them.
The one you might need to test against in your gauntlet is just one time a Shields deck. Whether that's a Qui-Gon Ray Shields deck, or whether that's a like a Phasma deck that's really tuned for Shields. But you need to make sure that you have enough damage that you can burst through shields. What about a mill deck? Do you think we should add one?
The Misfits deck is pretty sweet. I don't know if Hero Mill really exists anymore, but it's kind of hard to test against Misfits too. I mean, like I've only seen one person play it before, and that's me. You? So. Yeah.
I don't think we need to worry. Mike, wait. Let's get it out here, Mike. Are you playing Misfits at Gen Con? Yeah. Do we need to put it in our gauntlet?
There is a chance. There's a chance.
Okay. I think Vader Raider probably goes in the gauntlet. People are going to play that.
Yeah.
The deck, I think, this might sound crazy, I think the number one deck for your Gauntlet is Funkar. You got to be able to have some plan for Funkar. If your whole deck's premise is, I'm going to play a 2-drop every turn, and by turn 5, overwhelm you with 2-drops, you will not be beating Funkar most likely.
Mm-hmm.
And so you need to be aware of that. You need to know how to work around that. So yeah, I think Funkar is going to see a lot of play. But I will say this, Mike. I think Funkar is my favorite deck. It's also the hardest deck in the meta to play. And so there's a lot of people that play Funkar really poorly.
Well, I mean, regardless, I think if I had to guess what deck would be most representative, that would definitely be a contender.
Yeah, I think so too. I feel like Funkar, Pomaz, those would probably be the 2 biggest represented. And then Emo Kids would be a 3rd.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, I don't think Emo Kids is good. I'm like 18-2 against the deck. I don't understand how it's so good.
I've never thought that it was incredible either. So I'm not sure. I mean, it's apparently won a bunch of events, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad deck. I'm just saying I don't understand.
I'm not that scared of it for sure.
Yeah, exactly. When I sit down across from Emo Kids, I'm usually like, oh, thank God, it's not a 9s deck or a Pomaz. It's just Emo Kids. Awesome. Mm-hmm. It's like easy mode now.
It plays a bit too fair.
And it plays so straightforward, right? It's like, I am going to roll Vader, and I'm going to roll damage. And you're like, okay, I'll mitigate it. And they're like, well, like, okay, cool. Mm-hmm. I played last night against Fadi, who was playing it. And over 3 games, every game he got his holocron turn 1. And in 2 of the games, he just wasn't able to resolve it because I mitigated the holocron every time. It was awesome. He didn't roll particularly well with Vader, so I didn't have to mitigate Vader quite as much. I was like, okay, fine. I'll kill Vader turn 2, and then mitigate the holocron every turn. And so Kylo's like, I will get you with my 4 speed and 2 terrible dice. Like, no, you won't actually, Kylo. You're not going to do anything.
Probably not.
No. All right, so that's a reasonable gauntlet, I think. I can't remember if we said Phasma or not. Put Phasma on there. Phasma's really good.
It's a lot of decks, man.
It is. So let's narrow it down. If you only have a little bit of time, to me, here's the decks you need to test against. You should test against Phasma, you should test against Funkar, and you should test against Emo Kids. The reason is because you covered all 3 major genres. So Emo Kids is aggro. There's a lot of decks that are also aggro-y, but that covers it. Funkar is more of the control with burst, and then Phasma is more of the, it's going to be really hard to kill me. I'm going to shield up. I'm going to make it into the late game. How do you handle each of these 3 archetypes? And obviously Pomaz is great. And if you have more time, I'd make that the 4th one. What about you? If you could only pick 3 decks for a gauntlet, what would they be?
Yeah, I'd probably pick those. I might add in some kind of Ray action cheat, nonsense deck also. But I mean, you just don't. I guess there's no reason to test against it because you can't interact with it.
Did you get the memo? Heroes are dead. Did you not get that memo?
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah, no, Gencon's not allowing hero decks. It's villains only or Poe.
Oh, oops.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah.
My bad.
You didn't get the memo. Okay, it's cool. Not everyone got the memo. A couple people have terrible hero decks. But FFG employees will be seriously pissed. They'll be like, listen, there was a reason we made all the villain cards broken. We did not want you to play heroes.
Except Poe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I want to talk about losing real quick, and this has to do with your testing. When you're testing, on the one hand, when you're testing, you want to win every game. So you go into Gencon, you're like, dang, I am the man. I am gonna win everything. But I'll tell you this: I've been working with some people who, for Worlds especially, went in super confident because they won a lot of games going into Worlds and they didn't make the cut. And so while I think winning is great for your confidence, more important almost is losing. So you can really get a sense of like what decks are troublesome. How can I close that gap as much as possible? Like if you're playing Po Maz against Palp, that's a really tough matchup. But if you have a really solid plan of what you can do to help that, maybe the dice go your way, maybe your opponent isn't quite as good as you are, and you can close that gap even more. Whereas if you don't really understand that situation, you may just get walloped.
Yeah, I agree. I always learn a lot more when I lose than when I win, and that goes for pretty much any game that I play.
Yeah, and it sucks, I know, especially going into Gen Con. You don't want to, like, this is my awesome Gen Con deck. I just lost 12 times in a row with it. I am so ready. Like, I get it. That is not a great feeling.
I mean, ideally, you're losing, and then you're learning from it, and then you're winning. Like,
yes,
that should be the progression.
Yes, exactly. That's why you want to start 3 weeks out, really dialing in, so you get most of those losses in early, and then by that last week, you're really humming. That's the goal here. So real quick with losses, I want to tell a story, Mike. I don't know if I've told this story. There's been so many episodes now. I don't know what I've said anymore. It's all a haze. But when I started playing Game of Thrones 1.0 in like 2012, wow, we're going way back now. I didn't even know that the guy I was sitting next to was a world champion, right? Like, he's just a dude. I didn't know anything about the game. And he crushed me into a fine powder, right? And instead of sulking, I just was very frank. I was like, listen, I'm new. Tell me everything you saw that I did wrong. And he started out kind of gently, because you never know. Sometimes people say that, and then you tell them something, they're like, F you, man! Why would you say that to me? Right? So it's like, no, I want to know as brutally honest as you can. He was like, really? Okay. And so then we played like 40 games where every play he'd be like, that play was ridiculous. Here's why. I'm like, okay. And then I'd take another play. No, that play was even worse. This is why. And it was crazy because it would be like 3 turns down the road. He'd be like, if you do this, then I'll do this, and then this will happen, and this will, and then in the next turn, it's going to lead into this. And I'm like, dude, I don't even really know how the game works yet. But okay, cool. So after about 40 consecutive whoopings, like just soul-crushing beatdowns, suddenly I was like the second best player in SoCal. It was amazing. No one knew who I was. I just started showing up to regionals, and they're like, who is Bruno's lackey here? And how is he freaking amazing? So it was pretty fun. But you will take your lumps. If you want to get good at really, like you said, if you want to get good at anything in life, you will take your lumps on the way.
Yeah, the only way to get better at anything is to, like, okay, for games, I learned this playing music, like, so many things. It's like you always have to play with people who are better than you, and that's how you get better.
Yeah, and my anecdote is, and you'll take your lumps, because when I was a newer guitar player, I didn't always play great, right? Like, and I was in some bands, and I actually had a guy come up to me after a gig, and he's like, he was asleep in the front row the whole time. Okay, but was that like a Barnes and Nobles? So like it was a pretty low level gig. He comes
what kind of gig is this, man?
What's that? It's crazy.
The Barnes and Noble gig, I like it.
Yeah, it was pretty prestigious. It was like $10,000, I think.
Oh wow!
So this guy comes up after the show, and he's like, "Hey man, you weren't that great."
What?
And I was like, "Oh, thanks." Like,
what?
people aren't normally so honest after show. He's like, "But it's cool, man. It's cool. I stayed. It's cool." And I was like, "Okay, well, thanks so much for supporting us." And he's like, "Well, I mean, I stayed, and you weren't that good. Let's be honest." And I was like, "Okay." And he's like, "So, I got my stuff, and it's in a hotel room, and they locked, and they won't let me have access to it. If you could give me $200 so I could get in there, I'd really appreciate it." And I was like, "They paid me in Barnes and Noble gift cards, and not many of them. So I don't have $200 to help you get your stuff." And he was like, "Really, man? Really? I stayed and listened to you, and you weren't even good? Wow!"
Oh,
and he stormed out. So there you go.
What?
Take your lumps, man. Take your lumps.
Yeah. Yep. Take them.
It'll happen.
That's a crazy story.
Yeah, it's a lot of crazy stuff have happened to me in my life. That's one of them. All right, so
Wow.
so Gencon, bottom line to me is get serious. Like, get locked in on a deck. Get locked in on a deck today. Like, after you listen to this, just say, screw it. I'm picking one. I'm locking in. I'm going to play 30 games with it over the next 2 weeks, and I'm going to be ready.
Boom.
Are you gonna take my advice, Mike?
Am I going to do that? I don't know. Probably not.
After we hang up, are you going to be like, boom, locked in?
Yeah. Locked in, man.
Because I'm not. I still have three. I have 3 decks. I have 3 decks on the list, and I don't know. Like, they all are different archetypes, and they all do different things, and they all lose to different decks, right? And so I'm like, I don't know which one to choose. They're all good decks.
So here's what you do, and hear me out.
Yeah.
You play all 3.
Ooh, alternate rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's.
You can't lose. You can't lose.
I'm pretty sure you get DQ'd in the second round, actually.
Only if they saw what deck you were playing in the first round.
That's a great point. As long as you don't get caught, you don't get DQ'd.
Exactly.
I hadn't thought about that, Mike. I hadn't thought that far.
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah, it's a good point. And then people will be surprised. Because the problem was, if you're me, some people will care what you're playing. They'll be like, psst, psst, I saw Tiny playing emo kids, and someone else will be like, what are you talking about? I saw him playing Mon Mothma 2 hired guns. And then no one will know what's going on. And then in the next game, I'll have Vader Raider, and they'll be like, what? What has happened?
The diversion tactic.
Yeah, I think you're on to something. We're not advocating cheating in-game, just cheating between games? I don't know. Is that better or worse? I don't know.
You know what? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I take it back. I don't advocate cheating at all, actually. No.
I think, like in all honesty, I think that if it becomes a rock, paper, scissors type thing where you're choosing between 3 decks and each deck beats a different thing, and they're all good, I think you have to play the meta at that point, right? And then
that's the problem.
Just try to anticipate what most people are going to be playing, and but that's hard.
There's interesting stuff, man. There's those pay tournaments on Thursday and Friday, and I'm going to be playing in both of them, and so I have a chance to scout the meta out. But is everyone playing their Gen Con deck, or are they playing their second best deck? So I'm scouting out the not accurate meta. I don't know, man. I don't know what to do.
Yeah. And then, do you want to play the same deck at all those events, or do you want to, keep people on their toes? That makes it a bit more complicated.
My theory is this, and so let's see what you think, that if I have a deck without secret tech, that's just like, it's a 9s deck and it's good, that's my secret tech, then I'm fine playing it in those events, and I play it.
Absolutely. And
then I play it at Gen Con, whatever. But if I have super secret tech, then I don't want to unveil it until the main event.
Yeah, probably.
So, do I have super secret tech? I don't know. That's a secret. All right. Well, let's talk about something that we missed last time because I was out of town when they came out. I recorded the episode a week ahead of time. There were spoilers, and there were some pretty cool spoilers. Were any of the spoilers really exciting to you, Mike?
Was that the airspeeder and all that stuff? That was that batch?
Hera, Ghost, all that stuff.
Oh, all that stuff.
Yeah, I missed all that. All that stuff.
There's some pretty sweet stuff in there.
Yeah, I know. There really were. I think I missed all that. I don't know.
I think you did a video on Hera and the Ghost, so.
Yeah, but not. I don't think we did it on the Smugglers.
Not on the podcast.
Yeah.
Got it.
All right. So who's exciting to you?
So I kind of. Okay. I always pick the weird cards to be excited about.
Yeah.
But I'm going to continue picking the weird cards.
You're like logistics. I'm super excited for logistics.
I think for SOR I said Doubt.
Yep, you did. And Doubt's great, by the way. Don't get me wrong. It's a great card.
That's rad. I like it. It's cool.
Yep. You're like, I'm gonna
pick another.
The bread. I like the Wonder Bread. You can get all the cool toppings. I want the bread.
Yeah, I'm going to pick another weird, dumb bread card.
Yeah.
It's Recycle, which I think is kind of neat. It's discard one of your supports from play, then gain resources equal to its cost. So that sounds terrible, right? But what if you drop a support in with Hera and then you just gain 4 resources out of nowhere?
Yeah, Recycle's hilarious because it's a totally garbage card, except with Hera. Right? So it's like you put in a Falcon for free, you roll the Falcon, you resolve the Falcon, and then you go ahead. No, wait. Then you reckless reentry it.
Yep.
You roll it in again, you resolve it again, and then you net 4 resources from your 1 cost recycle. Like that,
Yeah.
that combo is going to be completely insane.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like a lot of fun. I don't know exactly what heroes are going to do with 4 resources other than play more vehicles if you know the vehicle deck is a
Oh
thing.
yeah, oh yeah,
But
that's what they're gonna do, man. That's exactly what they're gonna do. Now I get a
yeah.
ghost. Cool.
I mean, yeah, you pay for two air speeders with that those 4 resources, and the air speeder's nuts.
Yeah. I'm most excited about Hera. I think a 9/12
Yeah, Hera's
character
bad.
at Ray's cost with her
Mhm.
ability is crazy. So if you haven't seen her, if you've been living under a rock, for 9/12 you get a 10 health character just like Ray, and you get a special that says play a vehicle from your hand for free. After the action phase ends, if the vehicle's still in play, return it to your hand to do it next turn. And you
Oh
might look
man.
at that, Mike, and you might go, well, it's just one special. Like, it's a 1 in 6. Okay,
Yeah.
so
You
roll
know
in
who else
3PO.
has a 1 in 6 to hit a special?
Just roll in 3PO, and you automatically resolve it.
Yep, all specials. I hear that there's another red character that has a 1 special that's pretty good.
Oh, yeah? Who is that?
I think Poe is that his name?
Poe Dameron? Poe Dameron. See, the difference, though, with Poe is I don't really think you're going to use the Throne Room to claim Hera's ability. It seems less impactful to me.
It does seem a little bit worse, but you can still use Maz to
Yeah, that's true.
to turn your die and change it. So
All right, so I'm just gonna unveil it right now. Here's my preliminary deck:
let's hear it.
Hera, Elite; Maz, Elite; Ezra, single die. So you're 5 dice, 3 characters, 2 second chance targets. You get a whole bunch of resources and vehicles out with Hera. Because by the way, you can go Hera, her ability to put a quad jumper out, roll quad jumper, resolve quad jumper, flip quad jumper into a real vehicle, and that one doesn't go away.
Yeah.
So I feel like they have to kill Hera because Hera's going to do ridiculous things. So that takes say 2 turns. Now you've got a vehicle or 2 out, plus Maz and Ezra. Hopefully the fast hands is on Maz. And now what? Sorry, not fast hands. The second chance is on Maz.
A second chance.
And yeah, the deck lasts a long time.
A lot of health.
Lots of resources, and it has lots of vehicles.
Yeah. Seems pretty annoying to play against.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I don't know if it's going to be great because it's going to be
No,
slow.
it'll be a fun deck to play.
Yeah, it's going to be fun though. I agree.
Yeah.
So
Another cool. Well, okay, another boring, dumb card that I like. People hate on this rookie pilot, but I kind of like it.
Oh, really? You love the
Yeah.
rookie pilot? Is it the art that has you?
No, well.
Hey guys, I'm gonna die. It's gonna be great. I can't wait.
My favorite art in the game so far. I like the idea. Well, I don't know. Likes maybe a bit far, but I'm interested in playing 2 rookie pilots and Leia together for a cool, fun. It's a trap deck.
Oh yeah, that's true.
If you get like DH-17 out on the first turn, you can deal 10 damage with your dice.
Yeah. He also has that cool thing after you activate the character, you may re-roll one of your vehicle dice. I can't remember, but there's some play you can make where you like activate him off of something else with a free action. I don't remember what it is, but there's some way in the card pool.
Probably something to do with Wingman, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, so I don't remember what it is, but some way to roll in him and then be able to do the re-roll and then resolve the vehicle all in one action, which is
Hit and run, I guess.
oh yeah,
That's
it is hit and run. It's this card no one's ever played before, Mike. I can't remember it. Yeah, you hit and run the rookie pilot, which lets you re-roll that vehicle die that missed and then immediately resolve it, which can be insane, right? It's like, oh, the Falcon die was crap. Now it's 4.
Well, if it's 4 and you roll the 2 on the rookie pilot, you can roll it all. You can resolve it all together for
for 6. Yeah, so I think that's interesting.
It's cool.
So for me, rookie pilot could easily go in that deck over Ezra. It's just I'm a little nervous that once someone realizes, oh, that's a second chance deck, we'll all kill Maz first, and then the deck dies.
Yeah.
So I think you are compelled to play Ezra rather than wanting to play Ezra.
Yeah, fair.
All right, so if we're gonna go with toast cards, I'm gonna say Airspeeder then.
Boom.
Airspeeder.
That card's not toast. That card's awesome.
That is the card we've been waiting for, right? I feel like
Absolutely.
every set you're like, all right, 2-cost support that's decent. No, they're always 3 and they're always bad. Okay, cool. Next set, and here we go. We get it, Mike. We get the 2-cost support that's basically just as good as the TIE Fighter.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's like better stat wise than most of the 2-cost like weapons, which is I think important for a support.
Yeah, exactly. And it's hero. So you know what I always say, man.
Mm-hmm.
FFG and their love of heroes, it's getting too ridiculous.
It's
They've got
becoming
C3PO.
overwhelming.
They have the Airspeeder. It's broken. Yeah, so that'll be good.
Yeah, this thing's awesome.
Yeah. What do you think of Natural Pilot? Is this card playable? Have you seen it? 4-cost, upgrade ability. It has a +2, a +3, a 2 focus, 2 disrupt, 2 shields, and it says after you activate attached character, you may ready a vehicle.
It's expensive, that's for sure.
Yeah, it is.
Like, what character are you playing this on that you're activating after you already activate a vehicle into the pool?
Yeah,
Like,
that's not going to die. Like, as soon as you
Yeah.
put this on, this is the biggest magnet I've ever seen.
oh yeah.
Please kill me. Please
Man.
kill me.
I think it has potential because being able to reactivate a vehicle could be pretty good.
Yeah.
And the die is pretty good too.
Yep.
It's not like
Well,
insane,
no.
but
How do you have
like-
a 4-cost die that doesn't have any
With a-
backsides on it? That's
Yeah.
madness to me. That is madness.
yeah.
I don't know. I think it's
Yeah,
kind of
I don't know
garbage.
either.
I think the ability's great and the die is not.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. You're
Yeah, that's fair. It's like the only sides you really want to see are the pluses if you have that base side and the focus. So it's like half the
Oh.
die. It's like kind of meh.
I
don't know. Like shields are fine, but
I
for
cracked
forecast
it,
upgrade,
Mike.
you fourth.
I cracked it. I cracked it for us.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
So it goes on Chewbacca.
Ooh, interesting.
So let's see. Chewbacca costs only 12. So you go 1 die Chewbacca. So he has 12 health, 2 second chances. You have stuff like cheat to get it back. So now you've got like 4 second chances. He only costs you 12. You have 18 left. You can go like single die Hera for 9. So now we're at 21, and you have another 9 for a third character. We'll say a Maz. We'll just throw that out there. Maz, single die Hera, single die Chewie, vehicle deck, natural pilot. Boom, we got there.
Boom, done.
Yep. Okay. Good.
Tier 1. New meta.
New meta. World prediction wins worlds. No, that was a false prediction, by the way. False prediction. Yeah, so I don't know. I think natural pilot is unplayable garbage, and I'm really excited to be proven wrong. I mean, name a 4-cost upgrade. Just like create a 4-cost upgrade in your mind that would be playable that does not have the words redeploy or upon death it becomes a support.
Mind probe.
Mind probe. Okay, let me rephrase that.
I mean, holocron, I guess.
That cannot be holocroned out.
Yeah, nothing.
No, I'm sure we could make one, right? I'm not saying that exists, but like if we had to make one,
Right.
to
Doesn't
me it'd
exist
be
at the
like 3 damage, 4 damage, right? Good ability.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I'd play it. Then I'd be like, okay, now it's a heavy risk, but you know what? F it. This card is bonkers. It's worth the risk.
Yeah.
Like even Crime Lord isn't worth it, Mike. People look at Crime Lord like, dude, it's too risky. It's too risky. I can only kill a
but Crime
character
Lord costs
outright. It's
9.
too risky.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's like this natural pilot is very similar to Master of the Council, which is like there's no base sides. Like so, it's like
Yeah.
I don't know.
What does Master
Stuff.
Council even do anymore? I just labeled it bad and moved on. You don't even
Plus 3,
remember
plus 4, 2 shields, 2
this.
resources.
No, what's its ability?
Exhaustus. Special Exhaustus upgrade and spend 2 resources to ready a character. That's expensive.
Yeah, like it could. That's actually the difference is that's a great closer card.
It's a real like Yeah, like if you're sitting with this on your character at the end game, like that's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
Being able to activate it twice every turn because you're not spending your resources on something else, like
Yeah.
damn.
That's to me that's totally different than Natural Pilot. Natural Pilot is this card that like it has to be in the right vehicle deck. It has to go on the guy. You want it early because you need to do it multiple times, I would think, to get value. Whereas with Master of the Council, if you get that once on a dude with 5 dice, that's worth it.
Yep.
That should win the game instantly. Like, it's a closer card. So, never mind. I don't label that bad.
That's
I label
fair.
that maybe situational. But Natural Pilot, not so much. All right,
Yeah.
last card I want to talk about, we talked about it a little bit already, is Reckless Reentry. And I think this card is going to be maybe the card that pushes vehicles over the top for heroes, which is 1 cost, choose a die on one of your vehicles in play, roll it into the pool, and then you get to resolve it and put it back and do it again. But if it rolls a blank, womp womp, discard the vehicle. That's kind of
it's really good, that's for sure. But like compare this to Force Strike, I think I'd rather have Force Strike.
Well, I mean, yes, I was like that. That's like saying like, I got this really nice new Honda, and they're like, really? Have you seen a Ferrari? Your Honda's a piece of crap. I don't even know why you showed me your Honda. It's garbage. You might as well have thrown it in the trash. Why would you make that comparison, Mike? Oh, because they're the same cost and do roughly the same thing? Yeah.
I mean, I guess there's a higher like damage ceiling for it, but you also could roll a blank, or just not roll damage,
or get mitigated. Like that's
yeah, exactly, or get mitigated.
Yeah, like
the main
vehicle
concern.
decks have always suffered one thing, Mike. It's not that they're not awesome. It's that as soon as you roll the vehicle, your opponent goes, deflect for 3? Cool. Okay.
Yep.
Great.
Yep. That's actually really interesting. I wonder if we'll see a support that deals melee damage instead of range damage.
Ooh.
Because the fact that they deal range damage is actually a significant downside.
Yes. Very, 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 very much so. Yes, it is. All right, let me ask you this question then. Do you think support decks are going to be fun, or do you think they are going to be real and like maybe even meta defining?
I think they'll either be real or really close to real. I think they'll be good.
Okay. I think, yeah. I think they will be at least decent. I think it'll be tier 2 at least. The real question is, will there be another 4-speed kind of card? Will there be 2 more ambushes for Rey? Will there be another Maz-ish card, like, say, for villains? They don't have one. Could you imagine Maz for villains? Oh, my God. Like,
No,
I'll go Vader Maz.
Not to.
I'll just do Vader Maz. Like, what? That's fine.
Hey, if you could mix heroes and villains.
Oh, my God. Vader Maz. You roll a Vader, 2 garbage sides. You roll a Maz, resolve the 1 for 3, and then 4 strike the other one.
4 strike the other, yep.
Yeah, cool. My turn's over. I did 6 damage. Awesome. Yeah, so, like, if the meta were to stay where it was, I think vehicle decks have a real shot at it. If the meta gets even faster and even burstier, which, to be honest, I think it will get burstier because we still have inefficient decks. Like, when I look over a 9s deck, I'm like, this weapon's garbage, this weapon's garbage. Yeah. I gotta think with another set of riot batons and rocket launchers that there may not be any more bad weapons in 9s decks, and suddenly 9s gets a whole heck of a lot scarier along with all other cards that want to use upgrades.
Yep.
So we'll see. I'm playing a wait-and-see game with supports, very much hoping, though, that they are real. I'd like support deck to be like a low tier 1 deck. I don't want it to be a tier S deck. I think it would be not fun.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it though. I really am. Too. Let's see, how expensive is it actually? Hera is probably a common, right? Not a common, but a rare.
Yeah, Hera's a rare.
Hera's a rare.
I guess if you're playing Chewie, that's your legendary. But
Ghost is a
if
legendary.
not, you're playing. Oh, is Ghost legendary?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Y-Wing's a rare. I gotta think Airspeeder's a rare. Wouldn't that be hilarious if Airspeeder was legendary?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought for sure Natural Pilot was gonna be legendary. That's only a rare also. So
Yeah.
yeah, looks like it's gonna be. I mean, it's not gonna be cheap because you still need to track down Falcons, U-Wings,
Right.
things
Falcons,
like that.
U-Wings, Ghost,
Maybe Black
all the big vehicles.
Yeah. All right, well, let's move on then. Vehicles probably a thing. It's kind of exciting. Let's see. So we got a couple questions that people want us to address today. Someone is asking. Oh, I'll just say his name. Patreon supporter P Suddy is asking, what are our thoughts on award ceremony in FN decks, both in Fun Car, where you can't get Boundless, and even in Rainbow, where it could basically be like having 4 Boundlesses. So first of all, this card award ceremony is a 1-cost card that says draw cards based on how many exhausted characters you have, and it is spot a red. So what are your thoughts on award ceremony generally and in an FN deck?
I've thought about it before. I've actually seen it played in like really, really early awakenings in like the 4-character deck.
Okay.
And it was pretty sweet in that, but I don't know if you want it in 9s because like at most you're drawing 3 cards. Like maybe that draws you into Boundless if you're playing Rainbow.
Yeah.
But it's dead if you draw it late. Like it's just straight up a dead card. Like if you have just 9s left, or just 2 characters, like drawing 2 cards for 1 resource. When you want to be using your resource to either resolve your your damage sides or to play more weapons, like I don't know, not my favorite.
Yeah, it's an interesting card. I actually used to play it in a hero mill deck, in my patience deck. It was really good in that. I played Don't Get Cocky Kid to make them draw, and then I would award ceremony to draw even more. And it was like draw upon draw upon draw. So I would have all my 1-drops, and I'd find my patience, and it was really fun. But in a 9s deck, I don't know. I mean, to me, it definitely would not go in Rainbow because you need the weapons and you need everything in there. I can't imagine.
Yeah, there's no room for it in that deck.
To me, it's like 2 Boundless is enough. You don't want to turn 1 Boundless anyway. You can't do anything with it. Now I have to tell a quick story. So last night, I had an opponent who was playing a mirror. He was playing Rainbow 9s against my Rainbow 9s. This is what he did. He had a 2-drop on the board. Okay, he had 1 card in hand, $1. He plays Boundless, and I was like, that's like the worst play I've ever seen. You can't
like what are you gonna do with that?
That's the worst play I've ever seen, and he did 8 damage from it.
8 damage?
Yeah. He went overwrite 2-drop with a 2-drop, get a resource. Overwrite 2-drop with a 2-drop, do damage, and then 3 more 3-drops with that resource he got.
Oh my god!
I was just like, are you freaking
weapons.
kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is the worst play I've ever seen, and you did 8 damage on turn 1 with it.
Some dice game.
Yeah, my 9s almost died turn 1 off of the worst play I've ever seen. So.
Oh my gosh.
So just so you know, worst plays can be really great, Mike. They can be really great. All right, back to award ceremony. So I think in Rainbow 9s, no, definitely not. I think Fun Car is interesting because, like, that is a problem with Fun Car that I found. The only reason I am not 100% all in on Fun Car, there's 2 reasons. Reason 1 is everyone and their mom knows about Fun Car and is ready for Fun Car. So that's a little dicey. But reason 2 is it has a little bit hard time bursting sometimes. Like, if you don't roll great on your 9s roll-ins, then you just may not do enough damage. Like, you're going to control the board, you're going to do all this cool stuff, but how do you kill a mill deck? How do you kill a heavy shields deck? That may not happen.
Yeah. I mean, try it, right? Like, that would be my advice. Like, the only way to really know, like, how it is in a deck is to actually put it in.
Yep.
And see how it works.
And my problem is my Fun Car list is already 34 cards large of amazing cards. Like, they just all need to be in the deck, and they can't be. And I can't even imagine putting award ceremony in, and I will not be having time to try it. So here's my challenge to you, loyal listeners. If you have a Fun Car deck, try award ceremony and let me know how it works. Don't tell me about the one Magical Christmas Land game you played. Keep track, right? I played 12 games in 2 games that had high impact, in 1 game it had a medium impact, and in 9 games it didn't really do much. That's the kind of data we need for this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the hardest things, Mike, is everyone focuses on that one awesome moment. Every time I say, like, I don't think this particular card or deck is good, they're like, are you crazy? Are you crazy? This one time, I'm like, I don't want to hear any sentence that starts with this one time is not interesting to me.
Yeah.
All right, so there's our take on award ceremony. Probably not, but maybe. All right, another person, Stowell, says, what are our guesses on the Gencon meta/scene, and specifically in this regard, what percentage of the field will be competitive, and what kind of percentages do you think we'll see for POMAs, 9s, etc.? Let's start with the competitive. I think that's such an interesting question and angle. What do you think, Mike? How many people do you think that are in this, what is it, like 350 person event? Is that right?
It's a lot of people. Is that right? Do they add more people?
I think they did. Yeah, I think it's like 350.
Wow.
So
Damn.
out of 350 people at Gen Con's 50th anniversary, so it's like a lot of people are going to go to Gen Con.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? What's the percentage of like really competitive people that are going to win the tournament? Like that's their goal. Like I want to win today, or at least make the cut.
Over half, probably. I mean,
And doing the prep
I want to
work,
say
by the way.
350 people, but I know
Not
that's
dreaming,
not the case.
Mike. Have done the prep work.
Oh, okay. I don't know. 30%, 25%, 20%.
I was actually going with your initial half. I'm just trying to talk you down from it.
And then I went down like 3 more notches, so it worked.
You did. You went way down. So what? So do you think about 25%, or do you think closer to half?
No, I think somewhere in between, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I think it'll be about half of the people are. I think what it is half of the people will consider themselves to be serious Destiny players. I think out of that half, only about half of those people will actually be serious Destiny players, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be like 25% of the field will be really ready and dialed in. Another 25% will think they are and be pretty good. And then another 50% could actually be good and do quite well, but won't really be like have the prep work done to really be ready to win an event like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's going to be a good 25% of people that are like, Destiny's fun, dude. I'm at Gen Con. Woo!
Yep.
And that's cool. I actually like that.
Depending on how much prep I get in over the next couple weeks, that might be me.
Yeah, that might be Mike. I love Destiny, man. I'm going to film a game. It's going to be fun.
Yep.
Yeah, that'll be funny. If that's you, it'll be really funny, Mike. Oh, man. All right. Well, I'm both nervous and excited for the impending doom. I mean, excitement that is going to be Gen Con. I also have a new career starting, and I'm like prepping for that, and so just getting games in is tough. So my yesterday 24 games was really big for me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Mike. Well, thanks so much for coming on, and where can people find you on the internet?
I'm on Discord. My tag or handle or whatever is Rebel Spy. You can check out swdestiny.com. We just wrapped up the TTS League Season 2, so those videos will be going up at some point in the
Who
future,
won, Mike?
hopefully.
Did I win, Mike? Did I win? I don't remember.
The player who got first won the tournament.
And was actually in the top 8, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so it wasn't me?
Yeah. No, I'm sorry.
That's too bad. I was hoping I magically won without even playing, but apparently it was not meant to be.
Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great?
That would be amazing.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping to do at Gen Con.
Yeah. Oh, cool. I won? Cool.
Wait, what?
Oh, so next time I have you on, we should talk about what card we would design if we won Gen Con.
Ooh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Fun conversation.
I don't even know what mine would be, but it'd be broken.
I've got a couple ideas for sure.
I would want to make the most broken ass card ever. Tier 0, Tiny Grams card. So it's a 3-cost weapon with redeploy and all 3 costs and all 3 melee sides. Villain only, of course.
Yeah, of course, of course.
It's actually weapon/ability, so it can be hard to find. I'd like to thank real quick the 5 people that I'm coaching up for Gencon and getting ready: Rich, Cody, Jake, Steve, and Eric. Thanks so much for your extremely generous contributions. You really make this show go, and I really appreciate it. Everyone else who helps out on Patreon, thank you so much as well. You can find me at Patreon Tiny Grimes. I stream Destiny at Twitch Tiny Grimes. I have my YouTube channel at some crazy assortment of letters and numbers. Just look for Tiny Grimes or the Smugglers Den or whatever. I don't know what happened. I made it a long time ago. Apparently I had no idea what I was doing. I'm like, wait, how do people actually have real YouTube names when mine is like 084571S or something? I'm like, I don't know what happened there. And you can find me at Twitter at Tiny Grimes Games. When I'm out of town, I end up tweeting quite a bit more. I actually tweeted a sunset, Mike, or something like that. A rainbow,
Wow.
actually. There's a rainbow. Me tweeting rainbows. That's how you know I'm on vacation. Normally, I'm like, there was a rainbow. I didn't see a rainbow. Why would I care that there was a rainbow? I was playing Destiny, man.
Yeah, it's 24 games in one day.
Oh my god! I gotta say, Mike, by the end of that, my brain was like Swiss cheese.
Yeah.
I do not know how I went 4-0 in a tournament after having played 20 games of Destiny. That was mad.
I mean, I have some idea of how you got that last win.
Yes,
but...
the last one was amazing. The first 3 though were a little more challenging.
Those games were real games.
They were real games. Yeah, the finals a little bit disappointing. I actually wanted to play Jimmy and his Finn Ray Padawan single die deck.
Yeah,
But you bested
my
him.
bad.
You bested him.
Yeah.
And threw the game to me like a chump. All right, Mike. Well, thanks so much for coming on, and we'll see you soon. And we'll see you next time on the Smugglers Den.